Is Australia going to see some more EV utes or pickup trucks arriving here very soon? We've already got an EV ute here in the form of the LDV ET60, but it's not cheap and its stats are a bit wanting. Now, BYD are bringing the BYD Shark to Australia. Now, it is a hybrid. It is a plug-in hybrid, and it should be priced a lot better than the ET60. We're reckoning maybe about 80,000. But it's a 4x4 dual cab plug-in hybrid that will have a braked towing capacity of about 2,500 kilograms, which is probably not quite as much as what's really needed in Australia. I know a lot of Australians, they want 3,500 kilos towing capacity braked for their big caravans. But 2,500, it's the same as the Kia EV9. So it's getting there. Now, it's a plug-in hybrid. It's supposedly going to have about a 30 kilowatt hour LFP battery from BYD, and it will have a 100 kilometer range on that battery. Now, that I believe is NEDC, which in my opinion stands for not even damn close. Let's say 80 kilometers, maybe 75 kilometers, which is look, it's not bad. It's better than a lot of these plug-in hybrids. And it will have a 1.5 turbo petrol engine to give it a boost. And then they say, oh, it'll do 800 kilometres, not even damn close. Let's say 600 kilometres, but that's still not too bad. And it's supposed to be coming late 2024. Let's keep our fingers crossed for that, because we desperately need some decent EV utes here in Australia. Now, whilst the price was announced in Mexico of around the $80,000 mark, BYD Australia are actually talking that price down here. So maybe it will come in a lot cheaper. Now, the size of this Shark is it's in Ford Ranger Raptor territory, so it's a good size. So it's a 1.5 litre turbo petrol engine, is supposed to give a fuel consumption of around 7.5 litres per 100 kilometres, which isn't too bad for a big ute, but I'm looking forward to a full electric ute. Now, BYD have intimated that that one is on the way, probably to be made in Thailand, and will be coming to Australia next year. When next year, they haven't said, but let's keep our fingers crossed for that. So what else can we expect? Well, there's talk that Toyota, of all companies, are going to be bringing out an electric ute. The Toyota Hilux EV is supposed to have had the green light for production. It's called the Hilux Revo BEV, and it should get underway being built in Thailand next year, with plans to release it either late next year or early 2026. And it is projected to come to Australia, which is one of the reasons that they're actually making it. Now, there's no real specs on it, and to me, it looks pretty bloody ugly, or as some people would say, fugly. Yeah, but whether it'll have any decent stats, I mean, I just don't trust Toyota with electric vehicles, because they've been saying, well, it'll have to have a good range, which means it'll need a big battery, but a big battery weighs more, so we'll have to, I don't know what they're going to do, what its range will be, but if it's going to do anything in Australia, it's got to have a reasonable towing capacity, a reasonable load capacity, and a reasonable distance. So, look, maybe it'll have to have a 100 kilowatt hour battery and then give it a range of 400 kilometres plus. That's what I would hope for. What do you think it would need? Make any comments you like down below about the Toyota Hilux Revo BEV that may be coming to Australia in 2026. In addition to those two, Isuzu D-Max, the Ute has been confirmed for Australia. Now, there's a mild hybrid D-Max in Thailand, and they've now confirmed that it's near production ready battery electric version of the Isuzu D-Max, and they're touting it to come to Australia. It's supposed to keep its 3,500 kilo towing capacity and 1 ton payload, which is basically what Australians need. 3.5 ton towing, 1 ton tray load capacity. So if it can keep that, the hybrid, the mild hybrid, does. So hopefully it will do that. So there aren't too many details coming from Isuzu about their D-Max EV Ute. There's talk that it's going to have a 67 kilowatt hour battery and so on, top speed 130 kilometers per hour. Well, let's just wait and see. And it's supposed to be released in the UK and Europe as well. They don't have much call for big buffy Utes in Europe and in the UK. But USA and here in Australia, they're big business. So I can guarantee we will get it here. But what its final specs are going to be, your guess is as good as mine. Have a guess right down below. So these pictures of the Isuzu D-Max EV are concept pictures. I think it looks pretty bloody good, actually. Certainly a lot better than that Toyota thing. What do you reckon? Do you think it looks all right? Let me know. So it looks like finally we might be getting some electric vehicle utes or pickup trucks in Australia finally. Maybe the BYD one will be arriving late this year. There's talk that they might bring out a slightly smaller version next year as well. And next year we'll be seeing hopefully the Isuzu D-Max EV, or in 26 and late 25, 26 the Toyota Hilux EV. So look, that's looking good. We need these sort of vehicles in Australia because tradespeople drive around with all their tools and so on in the back, sometimes towing a trailer. And families, when they go on holiday, they need a 4 or 5 seater ute with a good towing capacity to have the caravan behind. So utes, seat family of 4 or 5, tow a caravan 3.5 tons, and in doing so have a reasonable range, because you stick a caravan on the back and it will halve your range. So a 500 kilometre range normal will drop to 250, and our EV charging network in WA is around about 200 kilometres between. So you need that little bit of leeway, and that will be perfect. So let me know what you think, what you'd like to see in the Ute line EV. Make a comment below, and while you're down there, there's that like and subscribe button. Yeah, just click on them, could you? For the simple reason that it really does help the channel. Thank you so much, and it costs you nothing. And I'll see you all very soon.